going, guys? It's your boy Jeff Wedges and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Jeffrey. I'm an English teacher here in South Korea. So if you're interested in Korea content, please like, comment, subscribe to follow my journey here. But yes, let's do this. Anyways, okay, I feel like there's a million different videos about this topic, but I feel like a lot of creators like to sugarcoat things and leave out information just because, you know, they want to gatekeep or they just don't want to get sued. But let me show you from my perspective and how I survived my very first week here in South Korea as an English teacher with no prior experience of teaching or just working with kids in general. Let me show you the steps that I took and also things that I prepared and just things I wish I knew on my first week that I wish someone would have told me, and just give you a crash course on how to survive your first week here in South Korea as English teachers. Okay, so before we start this video, I wanted to give you guys a little about me just so you can understand more where I'm coming from. So I've worked here in South Korea for about 2 years now. My main schools are elementary and middle school. So with that being said, if you come here to South Korea, 9 times out of 10, you'll have more than one school. If you have one school, you are so blessed. But for me, I have 2 schools, but I've also worked in online learning for middle school for a school that does not have an English teacher. I've taught adults and I've also taught high school debate. And those are just extra programs that my Office of Education has given me just so I can make more money. When I came here, like I said before, I had no prior experience working with children whatsoever. I had a business degree and I worked in finance for the last 3 years before coming here, you know? So I was so far from, like, you know, my career path of becoming a teacher. So that just tells you basically if I can do it, you can do it too. Okay, so for your first week of school, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not doing anything. You're probably just gonna be shadowing and just learning the rope, but it's different for every school. For example, my elementary school, my first week, I shadowed and just learned what was going on in the school. But for my middle school, on the other hand, I was like thrown straight into teaching basically. So it's always good to prepare. But one thing I will guarantee you, your first week of school, it's gonna be a hot ass mess for everyone, for your admin, for you and like your co-teacher, everyone. It's gonna be crazy, but it's okay. Get out a piece of paper, take down some notes, and we'll do this together. Okay, so I might be reading off my notes for this one, but the very first thing that I want you to prepare before even coming to your school, before even doing epic training, before even like coming to Korea, is I want you to prepare a PowerPoint for your first day of class, okay? An engaging PowerPoint, that is a must, because like, of course, on the first day of school, like honestly, you might not be doing anything, but it's different for every school. And if you're a Hagwon, like I don't think you need to listen to this because I don't know what the hell y'all do, but this is for like specifically epic teachers. You have to make an engaging PowerPoint because sometimes you might be thrown in a situation on your first day of school, first week, where like you haven't communicated with your teacher about anything, but they throw you into the classroom and they want you to present some kind of lesson. Okay guys, so this is what I mean by having a engaging PowerPoint presentation about yourself. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make a PowerPoint on Microsoft PowerPoints or Google Doc. Doesn't really matter. I prefer Google Doc just because it's easier to use. But yeah, just do something really quick. And what I mean by engaging is I want you to add a lot of questions. So you basically have your students thinking about what you're saying and actually paying attention and listening. So for example, for the first couple slides, I just introduce myself, say my name, and then tell them what you can call me by. And then the next slide, I have a quiz. The quiz question is, what's my name? Just so they can remember and like all that basically. Then I ask them a warm-up question of like, you know, how are you feeling? For this slide or this PowerPoint, it's for middle school. So I'm assuming by then they should know the key expression, how are you feeling? But you know, just go over that with them. Then I do another quiz where I have them guess where am I from, and like each one of these pictures just kind of just pops up here and there. And then if someone gets it right, I reveal this, I'm from California, blah blah blah. And I also ask them like, oh, have you been to California before, and all that. Just like little engaging questions like that, just get them thinking. And then I talk about what's my favorite sport. I like playing sports like basketball, blah blah blah. And yes, that's all me back when I was in high school. You can also ask them like, what's your favorite sport? And then I do a slide of like, I like listening to music, showing them my favorite albums. And then I also ask them, you know, what's their favorite music, blah blah blah. And just like, what's my favorite food? Just simple things like that. And then my favorite one is like, I like to travel, and I show them all the countries that I've traveled to before. But when I do this, I actually ask them like, for every flag, like, do you know what this flag, what country this is, blah blah blah. And then they'll raise their hand. Just something very engaging engaging like that. And they talk about why is English important. I feel like this is like the core slide that you need to show, because you need to tell them also as a teacher, like the academics parts about it, like why is English important and all of that. And then do classroom rules. Classroom is very important just so they know what they have to abide by. And then at the very end, I do game time. And I think the best game to play on the first day of school is 2 truths and 1 lie, because you have to also understand that these kids are also still getting to know each other. This is a brand new environment for them. So 2 truths and 1 lie is a great game. They actually play in Korea as well. It's called Chincha Chincha Gacha or something like that. Sorry, my Korean's like horrible. Just go through the game with them. You write 2 truths on 1 paper. Tell them the rules are no bad things. Be appropriate and try your best to write in English. But obviously, because it's the first day of school, if they can't speak English or like they can't like say their words right, they can speak in Korean just so everyone understands. And of course, I do an example. But yeah, so this is an example of what a engaging PowerPoint should look like on your first day. So what I need you to do next is I need you to communicate with your co-teacher. Your co-teacher is your lifeline here. So basically, any questions that you have to clarify, whatever you need clarification on, whatever's dying in your heart, your head, whatever, ask them this week or at least this month, because this whole month is dedicated to you. Everything is going to be about you this month. So anything you need to ask them now. Some questions that I would ask my co-teacher is, what is my role in this classroom? How are we going to split up the work? What work do you want me to do? Do you want me to do key expressions, vocabulary? Do you want me to do games, etc.? What systems do we have in this classroom that the kids use? What programs? Like, do you have any deadlines? Especially ask them questions about your apartment, because you're going to be living in there for a whole year. Anything that you have any like, insecurity about your apartment, ask them now. For example, in my apartment, like there was hella mold in my washing machine, in my AC. Ask them, how do I clean it? Ask them like little questions like that. Anything that you need, ask them now, because it is your first week or it is the first month and it's focused on you. Like I said before, you. Also, it's good to ask the questions now so you don't look stupid later on. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes down to when you're teaching, it's good to know all your information, all your eggs in one bucket, Okay, so next what I want you to do is I want you to create a Google Doc folder just for your content and all your lesson plans for this year. Okay, so next what I want you to do is I want you to prepare a hard drive, a portable hard drive, and also a really good USB. Not no cheap Daiso USB that's gonna only last for 1 week, a really good USB that's gonna last you a whole year. Why is that? Is because sometimes when you're teaching, you're gonna have to be using all these different kinds of laptops, desktops, whatever, to teach your lesson plan. With that being said, it's very convenient to have a USB to have all your lesson plans imported in here, just so when you need to switch out to a different laptop, boom, 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 and you have your lesson. This is kind of like optional, getting a hard drive, because I know, like I said before in the previous clip, that we are going to be using Google Docs to keep and organize all your lesson plans. But I don't know about y'all, but I'm a klutz, and there's been so many times where like my USB, it's freaked out and been like destroyed by my coworkers, like laptops, and like something gets corrupted. So it's good to have both of these, to have all your information from here and also on your Google Drive. And also, just in case something happens to my Google Drive, I'm gonna have this on lock. Okay, so next what I want you to prepare is I want to make sure that you have some kind of note-taking app. For example, like this on the iPhone, we have the Notes app on your phone prepared. Because why? On your first week of school, you're going to meet so many people and it's important to try to get to know who are your coworkers, who is what teacher. For example, what I would do when I meet someone on the first week of school is I would take down their name. For example, Kim, Woo, Sang Sing, teacher, whatever. I would write down their position, whether they're admin or if they had a homeroom class, for example, if they're the 5-1 teacher, 6-1 teacher, etc. And then I would write down a short little description about them. For example, if they had short hair, tall, they were funny, something that you can remember them by. I know it's kind of optional because some of us are only here for 1 year, but I feel like it's your job to do your due diligence and just like learn about your coworkers, I mean, they all know you, so it's good to know them as well. Also, some of them are going to really help you out this year and they're going to do a lot of things things for you. So it's good to know your coworkers. Also, if you don't know Korean, just ask your co-teacher. They'll help you out. So you don't make the same mistake of saying their names wrong over and over again. Okay, so next what I need you to prepare is I need you to prepare all your important documents and make sure you have them with you on lock every time you go to school. For example, your visa, passport, and also a copy of your contract. Why do I say copy of your contract? Because your school should have one. Well, sometimes your co-teacher or maybe your school might forget to bring those documents when you're trying to settle in here in Korea or going to a service trying to settle in. Okay, so it's important to have those documents with you because your first week and your first month, honestly, is all about settling you in, making sure you have the right resources to help you survive here. For example, you're going to be going to immigration multiple times. You're going to go to some kind of bank service, some kind of phone service, maybe like even water, electric service, but your school should be handling that already before you even come here. And all these different kind of services just to help you settle in. So make sure you have those documents with you so you're not going back and forth to your house, to your school, and to whatever provider you need to go to, okay? Okay, so the last and final thing I want you to prepare is actually pretty optional. You can actually wait for this, but I did it my first week just because I wanted to get it over with, and that's gift giving here in Korea. Okay, so what I mean by gift giving is that usually in Korean culture, it's like tradition to give your workplace like some kind of gift. Usually everyone does food, which is also the cheapest option. And also you have to understand that you can't spend too much money because that's kind of illegal and it's considered like a bribe. So do something small and cheap. So what I did for my first day of school is I brought a bunch of C's candy, like just the mini lollipop ones that you can find for like $10 for like 100 pack or something like that. I brought one of those and brought it to the teacher's room for everyone to like share and eat, and just wrote a note saying, hey, like I hope you guys enjoy. This is from Jeffrey teacher, blah, 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 blah. But of course, your gifts have to also, I guess, be determined by the hierarchy of the school. So for example, what I mean by that, so your vice principal and your principal, of course, because they gave you the job, you have to get them a better gift than what you gave the teachers. And then of course, because your lifeline is your co-teacher, get a good gift for them as well. So what I did was I did 2 boxes of Seeds Candy chocolates. You don't have to do Seeds Candy, just to let you guys know, I'm just bougie and like it didn't break my bank. So I did 2 big boxes of Seeds Candy, which not really big, just like the normal 12 pack or the 12 pieces of candy for my co-teacher or for my vice principal and also my principal. And then my co-teacher, he got like a mini version of that and also like a little lollipop box thing just because, you know, he's gonna be my lifeline. But yeah, it doesn't have to be too crazy. Also, this is totally optional because what a lot of people also do is they spend their first paycheck on getting it. So for example, you can wait like after the first week for your first month or so to get your first paycheck to actually buy something here in Korea. That can work too, but I wanted to get it over with, so I did the first week. All right guys, so that's it for today. I hope this video helped you out. Honestly, just be open-minded, be flexible, and just push through. You're gonna feel so many emotions and it's gonna be really crazy for the first couple weeks, but you know what? After 3 months, you're gonna be such a pro, so you got this. Just keep pushing. But yeah, if you have any questions, just feel free to leave it down in the comment section below or even DM me on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and I'll help you out to the best of my ability, okay? So yeah, keep fighting. You got this. Congratulations on taking your first step to moving to another country and becoming an English teacher in South Korea. Bye guys, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching my video. Bye-bye.